We got more breaking news because we're coming up on 6 months on this war in Gaza. We want to show you right now about the activity that's happening on the Gaza Strip. This is where the Al-Shifa hospital was in Gaza City. Well, it still is. There's an ongoing battle again there to try and isolate what the IDF says, the Israeli Defense Forces say, are more Hamas fighters taking refuge inside. To the southern end of the Strip is Rafah, the town of Rafah, which is a border crossing. The Egyptians close it on one side. The Israelis have it surrounded. The question is whether or not the IDF makes a move on Rafah. You know what the administration has been saying, don't go, don't do it. I advanced it one time just to show you that these is where the Israeli ground operation had been taking place for the last 5.5 months. Here in the north, a little bit in the south around Khan Yunis. You see the evacuation zones, a bit hard to see on this map. They're located here right along the Israeli border. Meanwhile, the Vice President Kamala Harris trying to crank up the pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu was asked about it this weekend and said this about the war.
We've been very clear that it would be a mistake to move into Rafah with any type of military operation.
A mistake, but would there be consequences if he does move forward?
Well, we're going to take it one step at a time, but we've been very clear in terms of our perspective on whether or not that should happen.
Are you ruling out that there would be consequences from the United States?
I am ruling out nothing.
Here with us now, Dan Senor, author of the book, The Genius of Israel, a former Bush administration advisor. He also has a podcast called Call Me Back. I listened to it this morning, and I always learn a lot from it. I don't know how you think about what you think about Kamala Harris's comments, but they are ratcheting this pressure up from the White House every day.
I think they know that Israel is going into Rafah. I was in Israel last week. I met with Ron Dermer, who's a minister in the War Cabinet. I interviewed him for my podcast. And he basically laid out in our conversation that Israel and the Israeli public, there's a broad consensus from right to left that they have to finish this war, they have to finish off Hamas, and they can't do that if they don't go into Rafah. Some of the Hamas leadership is in Rafah. 4 of the remaining battalions are in Rafah. To not go into Rafah is to not finish the war. The administration is trying to shape how Israel deals with the humanitarian implications of that, moving some of the civilians up to North Gaza. So that's why they're trying to slow them down. And make no mistake about it, what you're hearing in Kamala Harris, what you've heard in Joe Biden, what you've heard in Chuck Schumer, is an attempt to try to mollify unsupportive language from the progressive left in their own political coalition, the U.S., by at least projecting that they're beating up on Israel and trying to restrain them.
I agree with you. They're going to do it. The question is when. What could delay them, however, is maybe some sort of hostage swap, which apparently may or may not be in the works right now. Last week, Dana and I were speaking with a spokesperson from Netanyahu's office. He says there are 99 hostages still in Gaza today. Meanwhile, you got the story of Moscow over the weekend. You heard Marco Rubio a bit earlier today on our broadcast. Tom Cotton's talking the same way about the growing ISIS threat that's coming out of Afghanistan and our southern border. Watch.
I asked our commanding general in the Middle East about ISIS's capacity to project attacks from Afghanistan. He said that in as little as 6 months, and it turned out to be closer to 6 days, that ISIS from Afghanistan, with little or no warning, could attack Western interests across Asia and Europe, and that's exactly what we've seen happen. This is a very dangerous echo of President Biden's failed withdrawal from Afghanistan.
So over the weekend on Sunday, the French government put their own people on notice. Where do you think this is going now, Dan?
I think Senator Cotton is right that there is a threat from Afghanistan that we don't have much growing threat from ISIS that we don't have much visibility into. ISIS is all over the Middle East, too. Particularly, they have been historically in Syria and Iraq. The U.S. and U.S.-led forces did a lot to extinguish them out of the region, but we have to still be present in the Middle East, and our allies in the Middle East, whether it's Israel or Saudi Arabia, matter a lot. They are the forces that are not only, as we're seeing right now in Israel's war with Hamas, which is basically a satellite organization of ISIS, are on the front lines of fighting these terrorists, but our allies in the region we depend on for intelligence gathering. So deepening ties with our allies in the region is important to American security, particularly when there are terrorist organizations like ISIS on the rise.
Can I ask you a quick question? The terrorists who the Russians arrested,
yeah,
they said they got paid, that they got half the money up front.
Yeah.
If you follow the money, where does that take you? I mean, could it be Iran-backed?
It could be. It certainly could be. So ISIS was fighting Syria. Syria is a proxy of Iran, so it's not entirely clear where the money came from. The truth is, this money, they don't require enormous resources. These are not complicated attacks to pull off, which is partly what makes them so scary. What they need is
scary here,
right
to that point.
Yeah, they need a base of operations from which to operate and organize. They don't need a lot of money, and that's what's worrisome about vacuums in places like Afghanistan or vacuums in places like the Middle East, where they have a place to hunker down, headquarter, get organized, train, logistics, get arms. But it's. I don't think these are costly affairs.
It is terror on the cheap.
Right.
And
exactly.
It is largely effective.
Right.
Thank you, Dan. Nice to see you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.